So, I'm sitting in the car waiting on my daughter. She is at a birthday party of her friends, but it's only for 2 hours. So, I'm just waiting on her. Ooh, Ben, my shirt. I'm just waiting on her outside, and I'm kind of bored. And I'm sitting here thinking, and earlier today, my daughter and I went makeup shopping, and it was really nice because, had I been in active addiction, that's not something that would have been possible, because any amount of money that I had, I spent on drugs. It didn't matter. Even if I had bills about to be shut off, I spent my money on drugs. I did terrible things for drugs. And being a recovering addict that is, I've found recovery, and I'm now, fighting this battle, and I don't need the use of drugs. When I wake up in the morning, I'm not chasing the dope man, and I am not chasing drugs. I do not want that high. I do not even really think about it unless I'm talking about it, or it comes up or something like that. But I don't wake up and think about it, and it's really nice. But I wanted to say how grateful I was to be able to, I woke up this morning and I woke my daughter up. My son's at his dad's house. So I woke my daughter up and I'm like, you want to go eat Mexican? And she's like, well, I got to get ready. And I'm like, okay, just get ready. As long as we go before 2, we can get the lunch buffet. Well, it's not a buffet, but we can get the lunch menu. And she's like, okay. And so she gets up and gets ready. And then when we were done, she drove because she's got her permit. And it was just really nice. It was really nice to get done and then say, I actually went to Rite Aid to just look to see if there was any deals. And, sometimes they'll have nice deals like, couponing, stuff like that. They'll have 50% off stuff. Sometimes you just catch good deals. So I was like, let's just stop at Rite Aid. So we went in, and it was buy one, get one 50% off, which is actually a good deal for makeup. So, we sat there and we ended up getting like 4 or 5 things. It was like $50. But that $50 I would not have spent on makeup. Wouldn't matter if she needed it or I needed it. Like, I didn't even wear makeup when I was in active addiction. I was in hella bad shape. So I just wanted to say that I'm really grateful that, I have found recovery, and I can do things like that with my children. It makes it really, really nice. And, if you are trapped in active addiction and you don't know how to get out, my inbox is always open. You can message me at any time, and I will answer. Believe that. I check my inbox, and I check notifications for my inbox that people I'm not friends with. I check both. So reach out. You are not alone. Trust me. You think you've done bad things? I've done bad things. And I found my way out. And yes, you do have to deal with the aftermath of those bad things. But you know what? My life is so much better today than what has ever been in my entire life. And I'm so grateful for recovery. I would not change a thing if I could change a thing. If I could go back and say, that's something my daughter and I have talked about. She's like, Mommy, because I have a very open relationship with my daughter. We talk about everything. And, she asks me questions, and she'll do these sessions. She's like, Mommy, I just want to have a session with you. And I'm like, okay. And that session, we can ask each other anything that we want to ask each other, and we cannot get upset or mad. We have to just answer. That's our session. There is no getting mad. There is no getting upset. There is no taking it to heart. And I won't lie, it's hard sometimes because she asks me some pretty hard questions. But I'm truthful and I'm honest with her. And anyways, it's really nice to have those sessions with her. And it makes for a good life for us. And another thing, my daughter, for her 16th birthday, this is what she wants. She wanted to get a tattoo with me, a matching tattoo. And she picked it out and everything, and she wants mine to say, actually, I picked my saying and she picked hers. So she told me she wants hers to say, she gave me strength. Or she gave me wisdom. Hers is going to say, she gave me wisdom. And I said, I want mine to say she gave me strength then, because it's to do with my addiction. So mine, meaning she gave me the strength to get clean. You know, hers is she gave me wisdom to stay off of drugs, not to do drugs, you know. So that's really nice. You know, I'm really looking forward to that. I did go put the down payment on the tattoo and schedule the appointment. Her 16th birthday is this Wednesday. And the tattoo, we couldn't get in to get the tattoo. Like, for them to have time and for us an available time, the soonest time we could do was December the 27th. So I've got the money almost completely saved for it. It's pretty expensive, but that's what she wants. So I'm going for it. I want to make her happy. I want her to get what she wants on her 16th birthday. I'm very, very proud of her. She's a very, very good child. I could not ask for a better daughter. I truly could not. Like, she is just the best thing coming and going in my eyes. You know, I'm sure everybody's child, I'm sure everybody thinks that of their child, but she really is a very good child. She is a straight A student. She does what she's supposed to do. You know, I have not had any problems with her, you know, and sadly, I think she's learned from my mistakes of what not to do. I'm glad for that, although I wish that, you know, I could take it back and not have that pain. But that's what I was going back to is, you know, her and I had discussed one day. She said, "Mommy, if you could take it back, would you? You know, would you not be a drug addict?" And I said, "I don't know. I have to think on that, because that's a hard decision. You know what I mean? That's hard for me to think about." And I thought about it, and I come back to her and I said, "You know what, honey?" I said, "I know that I've put you and your brother through a lot of pain, you know, more you than your brother, because he's too young to understand at this point. But I don't think I'd change a thing, because of my mistakes, she doesn't suffer through those mistakes." Do you know what I'm saying? Yes, she had to suffer the consequences of my mistakes, and she had to go, you know, several years without me being in her life the way that I should have been in her life. I can say this, you know, I lived at home with my dad with my daughter. I never missed a dance competition, not one. I never missed a dance practice, not one. I was always there. I picked her up from school. I took her to school, you know, but I should have been there more. You know, because as soon as I was done with that dance competition, I was back going to get high. You know, as soon as I was done with practice, I was on my way to get high. It shouldn't have been like that. You know what I mean? But because I lived that life and I made those mistakes, now she knows that she can't do that. You know, because I think the biggest thing for her was seeing me as an addict and how I was and who I was. And then me not being an addict and her seeing the difference, a world of difference. Like, I was not the same. I am not the same person I was. I am not who I was when I was in active addiction. I was a monster when I was in active addiction. And she will say the same thing. And I am not today. I'm a very loving mother, and I would do anything for my children. If I have $100 left, and I have a $50 water bill, and my kids need something, and I need something too, I'm going to pay that water bill and get what my kids need. I will go without, because that's what moms do. That's what we do, right? And I'm a single mother. I don't have a significant other to help me. You know, and also I have my son, and he has autism, and I stay home with him because he needs me to be home with him. Now, when I get him in school full time, I will go back to work. But, you know, until I do get him in school full time, he needs me home with him. And I can't work. You know, I cannot leave him. I mean, it would be pointless to get a babysitter, you know, to watch him. And plus, I wouldn't be pleased with that. You know, nobody can care for him the way I can care for him. You know, I need to be there caring for him until he's in school full time. But anyways, you know, back to that, you know, I wouldn't change a thing. I wouldn't change a thing, because it made me who I am today. And it made my children who they are today. Now, I do worry about my son, because he's never known me as an addict. You know, he's not ever going to remember me as an addict. He's only going to know me in recovery. But I will tell you this. I will make damn sure that he knows what my life was as an addict. He will know that I was an addict. He will know. He will look at pictures of me and he will see what addiction does to you. I will talk to him openly the same way I do my daughter. And I will have my daughter to talk to him and tell him about her memories of me during active addiction. Tell him of my unpresence in her life during active addiction. What addiction does to you. Because I want my kids to be educated on addiction. I don't want them to go down the same road that I went down. Because people are dying. You know, people are dying. It's not a joke. It's that serious. It is that serious. So, if you are struggling and you're watching this video, please reach out. You know, I am here for you. I don't care if I don't even know you. I will be here for you. And we will get you through this. And I give you my word on that. I will do everything in my power to help you. God bless you all. I hope you have a great night. Bye.